Everybody, this is the demonstration of the WINSURF software to build 3D models, 3D vectorial models of the human body from the anatomical slices of the visible woman from USA. So you first double-click on the WINSURF XA application. This is opening a window, and then you will see the menu. You will create a new control file, creation of a new control file, and you choose. You will choose a slice according to the entity you want to outline. In this case, I would like to outline the femur, the left femur. So I take this slice. Second, you have a window which is indicating the parameters of the 3D objects. In this case, for the woman USA visible woman slices, you should take 1,600, 1 and 10. The last parameter is a jump between the slices, and if you have a regular organ or regular shape, you choose 10 or 20. If you have a very complex shape, you will choose less. We see that next. So you say OK, and you are here on the slice, and you center the screen on the head of the femur. You see on the left of the screen, you can see the different buttons. You can zoom on the head of the femur. You can unzoom. You can use different functions. One main function is the pen, and the pen will be used to outline the bone, the cortical bone. And in this software, you can use a tablet, or you can use a mouse, but you should use a 3-button mouse. So, and second, another point is you right-click on the button on the mouse, and you choose the point density line, because normally you will be a freehand outlining. So here is 35. So now I begin to outline the head of the femur, which is here, the cortical bone, and I use freehand outlining with the mouse. And you go always the same. You turn in the clockwise or counterclockwise, and you begin always at the same location. So now you go, you will go down or up. I begin to go up. So here you have nothing. So the femur is disappearing. So you can go down. I go down one. This is 10 slices below. I begin in the same way, and I outline with the pen. Now I go 10 slices more. Once again, I'm outlining the cortical bone of the head of the femur. Then I will go 2 times or 20 slices below. You can outline the same. And then if you go down, you will see that you have here the beginning of the trochanter. So here I go 20 down. I make an outlining of the head, which is supposed to be a circular shape. And if you want to see what happens according to your reconstruction, you click on 3D. So you can see here on 3D that you have a beginning of the shape of the head of the femur, and you come back to 2D. Then, which is interesting, if you go down, you will see that you have another part of the femur, which is the trochanter here. So you will choose the green, which is the first color of the channel for the head, like before. If you make a mistake, you can take a little hand and you can put the points exactly the same at the good location here. And then you have to choose to change the channel. So you can choose a red channel with a pen, and you will outline here this structure, which is the top of the trochanter. Now, I have another structure which is beginning, but it is not related to the head at this level, so I should use a caps here on the top of the caps, which is indicating to the software that this entity is ending at this part. So now I go down again, 10, 2 times. This is once again the trochanter in red. Of course, you have to take the same color for the same entity. You can stop some dots by hand, but it's better to draw with a free hand. Of course, you take the grid channel here to go back to the head. You can see, you can do that. And if you go down again for 10, you see that it is joining. So this is this. I give the green channel. I have to draw here and to join the trochanter, which is joining the head at this level. And then I can finish my outlining. And if I make 3D, if I use 3D, you can see that you have the head and you have the here, the trochanter, which is separated. Here you have a hole in the head. So for this reason, if I come back to 2D and if I come back to the top of the head quickly, I have to draw a very small outlining here to indicate the software that the head at this level had disappeared. It's just very close to the slice where the head is disappearing. So I make very small and I caps it to indicate that is the end, top of the end. You see, so it's providing a regular shape here. Now I go back. I go down. I will finish my drawing here. 20. Green outlining, green channel. I draw the cortical bone of this part of the femur. I go 20 slices back, down. Once again. Once again, I go 20 down. In the regular organs or regular bones, you should enlarge the distance between the drawing in between the slices. This is to create a more regular mesh with a smoothing effect of the mesh here. So 20. Now we are reaching the small trochanter here, a little bit lower. Here, you see the beginning of the small trochanter. I continue my drawing with the cortical bone. Could be done very quickly, but if you make a mistake, it's very easy to correct. And then I go down again, and this is the beginning of the femoral diaphysis. I go down again and show you what happens if you have now a shape which is really the shape of the femur bone. Now I click 3D. I have, and you see it's not perfect. You have a mistake. You have some artifacts. So in this kind of shapes, which has 2 layers, you should use advanced surfacing better. If you do that, you will have a more regular shape, which is not perfect here, but which is not too bad, you see here. And you can double click on the entity to open a window which is controlling the 3D mesh. The 3D mesh, you can here see that you have, here you can see a wireframe. That is a wireframe which is, has been representing the outlining you did. You can also modify the color of the bone, choosing the color. And lastly, also you can smooth the object a little bit, which is more realistic because it is smoother. So you see here, this is not very good. The trochanter is not perfect, so I have to modify this at the top. I go back to the ear. Probably it's yes, it's better to add to make one more outlining here, because the shape will be more regular. And probably at the top of the trochanter to add some here. I think it's, yes, I will, I can wipe here my head and go up to there, because there is a part of the trochanter which is here. So, oh, sorry, I wipe with the eraser. I draw again. And here you see it's a small bridge between the trochanter and the head. And this is the reason why my shape was not perfect. I think it will be better that way. You see, if I do that, no, it's not better, but I can smooth the object, right. So you see, I have, so this is the upper part of the femur which is finished. And then, of course, before you finish, you have to put the name, which is the left femur. And of course, you should save it, because if you don't save it, you will lose your outlining. So I've saved the point, object of the point. Then you go to 3D, 2D, and then you quit. So this is, if you do this and you say yes, you answer yes, you will create an entity which is a volume entity that you can see by opening the file. So left femur, you have the entity which is a volume entity of the mesh, which is 3D, a CAD object. And if you want to edit the same object, of course you can use another option, which is edit contour file. And if you do that, you can go back to your work with the same parameters, or modifying the last parameter, 10 into 5 if you want to be more precise. And then you can modify or add some outlining to have a better shape. So you see, if you don't use the feature advanced surfacing better, you will have a very ugly shape. If you do that and you do some smoothing, you will have a good shape of your object. So this is the way you can, normally you proceed object by object, that is the tibia, the femur, the fibula, and then when you finished all these objects, you can gather them. You can, here I can do that, open a surface file. Here I choose the right femur, the beginning of the right femur. I can add another object, which could be the left femur. And you see here, you gather the object, and by the way, you can construct all the body, object by object, organ by organ, to obtain the whole body in vectorial modeling.